Hi, welcome to the Contra Costa County and Tri-Valley Eldercare channel. My name is Stephanie. I work with Horizon Elder Law and Estate Planning, and today I'm here with Barbara Proctor, who works with GGs Caring Companion Service. And basically that is a service to help seniors just have a friend or a companion, also giving rides, things of that nature. But I'll let Barbara explain a little bit more about that. I met Barbara at the Fremont Health Fair last year and was first, right off the bat, very impressed. I think she's such an amazing person, and she has a great thing to offer our senior community. So with that being said, Barbara, let me know, can you give us a little bit more background on how you got into this business?
Yes, I'll be glad to tell you how I got into the business, but first I have to tell you how I got the name Gigi.
Yes.
Because Gigi stands for not great grandma, but gorgeous granny. This is what my grandchildren call me, gorgeous granny, Gigi. So that's how Gigi's Caring Companion Service came about. I got into the business many, many years ago. I've worked with seniors for probably about 27 years. And it all came about because at the time my dad had a stroke. And when he was in the hospital, and I was talking to him sitting on the side of the bed, my mother said to me, you know, you're so patient with your father. You're so good at trying to understand him. I really think maybe you should find a job working with seniors. And that kind of turned on a light in my mind. And my first job in the senior industry, I used to be a first and second grade teacher. And I found out that you really need the same skills to work with seniors that you do with young children. You need patience, you need understanding, and the only difference is you have to say it a little bit louder when you work with a senior. I worked for 7.5 years doing the sales and marketing at a very well-known assisted living place, and I loved it. I bonded very well with the children, and I bond very quickly with the seniors because I am a senior myself. So when you talk about the good old days with Frank Sinatra and Tony Bennett and doing the Lindsay and doing the Jitterbug, I know what you're talking about. I remember those days. I remember when gas used to be very inexpensive and we could go to the movies for 25 cents. So I know all about that. I like seniors. I like talking to them. And I really become a friend to you. I become a companion. So that's how I got into the industry.
That's great. Thanks so much. So what specifically do you do with people? What services do you offer?
Well, I do a lot of things. Again, as your friend, we can go out for lunch. I'll take you out for lunch. I'll even take you out for dinner, but I prefer to take you out for lunch. We can go to the movies. We can go shopping. We can go grocery shopping. We can go clothes shopping. Even if you're in a wheelchair, I'm able to get you up and try some clothes on you. I can take you for errands. I can take you to the doctor. I can take you to the lab. I can take you over to see a friend and wait for you. Those are some of the things. But the thing that I like most is we can talk, we can laugh. And fortunately, I have a sense of humor. So, because when you get older, if you don't have a sense of humor, it's not so great.
I can attest to that. I definitely see people without a sense of humor. Thanks so much. Well, what areas do you go to?
Well, I go kind of all over. I live in Pleasanton, but I have clients in Walnut Creek, in Pleasant Hill, in Concord, in San Ramon, in Lafayette, in Orinda, in Oakland. I mean, I go pretty far, and I'll drive you pretty far. That's the areas that I cover.
Great. So how much would it cost for somebody to
Well, I charge $20 an hour, which really in the whole scheme of things is not a lot. I've had the same price since I started my own business. I charge $20 an hour, but I have a 3-hour minimum. So even if I'm only with you for an hour, I still charge the $20 an hour, and I charge $5 for gas. unless I'm taking you a very long distance, then I have to charge you more. So for $65, you got me for 3 hours.
I think that's worth the money.
Well, a lot of people charge more. I'm not a caregiver, so I can't give you shots, and I'm not going to change your Depends and stuff like that. But if you need help pulling those drawers up, I can do that. Only if you're a lady.
Well, thank you. Can you give us an example of one of your friends?
Yes. I'll give you a perfect example. As a matter of fact, after I finish talking with you, I'm going over to see her. I've been with her for well over a year. I take her out every Wednesday, and we do all kinds of things. We basically go out for lunch, and she used to love to shop, and I would take her clothes shopping all the time, and she's got great taste. As a matter of fact, I told her that I would like her to amend her will, not to leave me any money, but just to leave me all of her clothes, because we're about the same size. And we go out for lunch, we go to the movies, I just take her in and out of stores, and we do kind of silly things, just for the fun of it. I once took her into a bridal shop. There was nobody in there. And I said to her, I think you should know what gowns look like nowadays. She's now 92. And I went into a bridal shop with her while she was in the wheelchair. And fortunately, there was nobody in there but the salesgirl who was willing to go along with my shenanigans. And I said to my client, let's find out how much bridal gowns cost nowadays. And she said, well, they cost anywhere from $3,500 to we have to $5,500. And my client said, I want to see the most expensive. And of course, she brought out the most gorgeous gown. And then she decided she needed a bridal veil to go with it, and jewelry. And we just had the best time in there. And she was so happy to find out that the 15 buttons that were in the back of the dress didn't cost extra to have them buttoned up. It came with the cost of the dress.
Did she try it on?
No,
Oh.
no, but we had a good time.
Yes.
Just looking at all of it and joking around.
How fun.
It was fun. And the daughters were so appreciative of the fact that I take her out and I show her what's out in the world today, because if you're at home and you don't drive anymore, you don't know what's going on. I took her to Best Buy one day and showed her all the electronic devices that are now available. So I do all kinds of things with them. I am a companion. I'm a friend. That's who I am.
And that sounds so fun. One of the other things that we were talking about that is very personal to you is your mom.
Yes.
Your mom is still alive, and she has some special things about her. Share a little bit about your mom.
My mom is 105, and she lives in a nursing home now in Florida. And I, like my mom, I do a lot of volunteer work, but my mom did a volunteer work until she was 102. And so we both love children, and I do a lot of volunteer work with children, with homeless children. And I work with young children and I work with seniors, so I have the whole range. And I find that most seniors like to talk to children. And of course, I talk to children all the time. So that's fun.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing. Cut. Oh, hold on. I just want your phone number here. We can cut this out. I want to say it evenly. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time, Barbara. It's been such a pleasure getting to know you better and learning more about your services. And hopefully somebody who's watching this can benefit from your services as well. Absolutely, please.
I would really like to add one more thing that I think is so important. You children who might be watching this video might think, well, I'll put mom or dad in an assisted living place and then I won't have this burden on my back all the time. But what happens is assisted living is a wonderful place. But mom has to learn how to make new friends all over again, because some of her friends will come to see her the first few weeks and then they won't show up anymore. And they need someone to talk to. They need to go out and experience the world just like you would take them out. But if you're working or your husband's working and you don't have time for them, you can call me and I'll take them out. And I think you'll find it's a good place to spend your money.
I agree. If you'd like more information about Barbara and her services, you can go to the Eldercare channel on her main page, and you can get access to her website as well as her contact information. Her phone number is 925-461-2495. Thank you so much for watching. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.